everything you need to know about the Tragedy of Julius Caesar, Act 4, Scene 1. So this is after Antony has spurred the crowd on to rioting and looting, and he is now sitting down to have counsel with two other leaders, Octavius and Lepidus. And so we kind of jump in here at this, it says house in Rome, that they are conferring. They're talking through how are we going to now deal with this coming chain of events, right? So we kind of jump in the middle of their conversation here. Antony is saying, these many then shall die. Their names are pricked. Their names are numbered, put down. We've kind of made a list. So they are talking about who do we need to kill that's a threat. That's their plans right now. Octavius says, your brother too must die. Consent you, Lepidus. So here, we're going to have to kill your brother because he's a threat to us. Is that okay? Lepidus says, I do consent. So he agrees. Octavius says, prick him down, Antony. So they're writing him down. Lepidus says, upon condition Publius shall not live, who is your sister's son, Mark Antony. So you can kill my brother, or we'll kill my brother, but your sister's son, Publius, is also going to have to die. Antony says, he shall not live. Look, with the spot I damn him. So I'm going to mark on the tablet, and he's gone. But Lepidus, go ye to Caesar's house, fetch the will hither. So they're going to go get Caesar's will. Remember, Antony mentioned that in the last two scenes ago. And we shall determine how to cut off some charge in legacies, right? So he wants to kind of manipulate the will a little bit to kind of help their position in their cause some. What shall I find you here? Where am I going to find you when I go get it? I'm either here or I'm at the Capitol. So Lepidus goes, and this leaves Antony and Octavius to have a follow-up discussion without Lepidus there. And this is what he says about Lepidus. This is a slight, unmeritable man. He's unimportant. He's insignificant. That's what they're talking about, the guy that just left. That's kind of in on this with him. Meet to be sent on errands. So he's really just good to go do what we want him to do. Is it fit? Does it make sense? The threefold world, the three areas or parts of the Roman Empire, he should stand one of the three to share it. So when he's so insignificant, should he be one of the three that get to take care of everything in Rome? Octavius answers, well, so you thought him. I thought that's what you thought, and you took his voice. In other words, you listened to his opinion and his vote, and who should be pricked to die in our black sentence and proscription. So you've been listening to him and taking his advice on who we need to eliminate for what comes next, what's best for Rome. Antony answers then, well, Octavius, I've seen more days than you. I'm older than you. And though we lay these honors on this man to ease ourselves of diverse slanderous loads, in other words, we do give him honors and duties in order to basically have less to do ourselves. He's helping us out. He shall but bear them as the ass, the donkey, bears gold, to groan and sweat under the business, either led or driven as we point the way. So he's basically a workhorse, right? So like a donkey helps you carry your loads everywhere, but you tell them, where to go. We say go here or we go there. That's what he's like. He's like a donkey. He's our workhorse. Right? Having brought our treasure where we will, then we take down his load and turn him off like to the empty ass to shake his ears and graze in common. So once he's done what we need him to do, we'll take off the load and the stuff we've had him do, and then he's gone. He can just go have a little happy life like a donkey being put into a pasture. Octavius says, you may do your will, but he's a tried and valiant soldier. We'll do what you want, but he is trustworthy, is what he says. Here's Antony's response to that. Yeah, so is my horse, Octavius. So for my horse, so for that, I do appoint him store of provender. Yeah, he's like my horse, so I give him food. It is a creature that I teach to fight, to wind, to turn, to stop, to run directly, his corporal motion governed by my spirit. So yeah, he's like my horse who I feed and I teach him and I train him and he does what I want him to do, right? And in some taste like that is Lepidus but so. So this guy is kind of like that to me. He must be taught and trained and bid forth. So we have to tell him what to do. A barren-spirited fellow, he's uninspired. right? He has no original thoughts of his own. And here's how he characterizes that. He is like one that feeds on objects, arts, and limitations, which, out of use and stale by other men, begin as fashion. So in other words, he is into stuff that people that are more, I guess, trend-setting are getting tired of. So he's behind the times, right? Do not talk of him but as a property. It's really kind here, right? He's basically our property, so we're not going to elevate him to our level. And now, Octavius, listen, great things. Brutus and Cassius are levying or enlisting, gathering together powers. We must straight make head, which means we have to kind of have matching forces here. So we have to basically have enough to head them off. Therefore, let our alliance be combined, our best friends made, our means stretch. So we're going to take everyone that is with you and everyone that is with me, and we're going to kind of combine them. We are going to stretch what we're capable of doing, right? That's what he means by our means stretch. We want to have full advantage here. And let us presently go sit in council. So let's go talk with people how covert, secret matters may be best disclosed, and open perils surest answer it. So we need to go sit and talk about how we're going to meet any threats that are coming towards us, anything that's happening secretly to work against us. We need to talk about how to handle those things. Octavius says, let us do so, for we are at the stake, like an animal who is chained or stuck to a stake that then can be attacked, but they right now are kind of limited in what they can do. We're bayed about with many enemies. We're surrounded by many enemies, and we're kind of tied to a stake right now until we kind of figure this all out. And some that smile have in their hearts, I fear, millions of mischiefs. So there's some that look friendly, that in their hearts, they plan to do us harm. So we're getting a little snapshot of this side of, I guess, the battle, and how they're talking about how to best deal with the conspirators who are gathering forces themselves. Just a little kind of private audience with the generals planning the next stage of dealing with Caesar's assassination. So hopefully this was helpful. Check down there in the comments if you have anything that you want to add or ask. Otherwise, thanks for listening. Until next time.